Hello, hello, it's Maria. I'm a reporter here with WDW Magazine, here to take you on another magical escape. Tonight, I am coming to you from right outside of the Sci-Fi Dine-In theater here in Disney's Hollywood Studios. I am about to head in for dinner for the first time in many years. So I am excited to see the changes and updates that they've made to the menu, see if anything's different about the restaurant, and also to see if the same nostalgic vibes are still there. So without further ado, I'm going to check in and head inside. The Sci-Fi Dine-In theater here in Disney's Hollywood Studios is a 1950s themed restaurant that looks like you are at an old school drive-in, complete with the convertible cars. You've got everything down to the big drive-in screen in front of you. It's really dimly lit, and it really does give the feeling that you are outside, even though this restaurant is very comfortably indoors in the air conditioning. And no matter what time of day that you dine, I'm here for dinner, but even if you dine for lunch, it's going to have this almost post-sunset glow about it in here. So it's going to be in the dark, and it's going to be that evening drive-in feel no matter when you dine. I am definitely here for the food this evening at the Sci-Fi. However, I am equally interested in the vibes and the atmosphere here. You sit in a convertible and you get to watch previews for 1950s, 1960s movies. Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, among many others, play on a repeat reel through here. And the fact that you get to sit in this atmosphere here in a Disney theme park, and the fact that something so nostalgic still exists. Nostalgic in a sense that, yes, it's from the 50s and 60s, but also nostalgic in a sense that a lot of us have probably dined here when we were kids or younger or growing up, or have memories of being here in the past, and it's still here. It's still a taste of that original MGM Studios, which is so cool. I just arrived at my table here in the Sci-Fi, or I should say my car, because you do in fact sit in a convertible car in here for dinner, which I think is fantastic. And the theming really started the second that we walked in. The host walked us through what looks like almost a film set behind the scenes area, and he said to us, we're going back in time to the 1950s. Here we are in the parking lot, and really kind of set the scene for us here this evening for our meal at the Sci-Fi. Let's check out the menu. The Sci-Fi Dine-In's menu is also themed to what you would find at a drive-in in the 1950s. You'll see everything from items like a prime rib sandwich to a burger to things like nachos. Again, everything that you might find in a 1950s, 1960s drive-in snack bar menu. They have alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages listed on the back. They also do have milkshakes here as well. I love how cool the kitchen is here too. It does look like the little snack bar. It says actually snack bar, Sci-Fi snack bar, that you would see at a drive-in theater if you've ever been to one where you walk up. Of course, you don't have to walk up and get your food. They'll bring it to you here, but I love that they've taken that design cue. So perusing the menu here, I decided to get an appetizer and an entree, as well as a little treat. So let's start with the appetizer. Just overlooking this menu in general, I noticed in the appetizer section there are a lot of different things on this menu than when I was last here. Like I said, it's been years since I've been here. And then I looked down at the entrees, and last time I was here, I got like almost like a butcher board style meal with like ribs and chicken. They don't even have that on the menu anymore. So it is pretty much a completely different menu. However, all of the classic staples, the burgers, the drive-in style food has all stayed. So that being said, I decided to get a classic drive-in snack, the Impossible Nachos. They're offering an Impossible Black Bean Blend on these nachos with an avocado crema and pico de gallo. Interestingly here, these chips I'm really liking. The chips are nice and thick, and they are not covered in salt. They're definitely not a Tostito style chip. And here's why I like that they're not salty, because I usually really like a salty chip, but the Impossible Black Bean mixture is really salty. The avocado crema cuts the texture nicely, and the really nice and thick chips provide that perfect crunch that you need with this. You have to definitely like Impossible meat to like this, because there is a lot of it on it. That's not a complaint. I actually mixed it up, and if you get it, I recommend you mix it up, because there's a lot of chips hiding underneath there, and all of the toppings are on top. So after I mixed it up, kind of more evenly distributed throughout all of the nachos, so everything had a little bite of something on it. You have to like Impossible meat to like this. I do. This was spiced with like a chili that you'd get on nachos as beef would be. So again, you have to like those spices. If you like nachos, I definitely think you should give this a try. So far, the quality of this is quite good. I know the Sci-Fi a lot of times gets knocked for the quality and the taste of the food, which, let's be real, you're definitely here for the atmosphere, but you're also here to eat a meal too, and you're paying a Disney price tag for it. So you want it to be hopefully good, right? And so far, these nachos were very fresh. I really appreciate the crunchiness, crispness, and freshness of the chips on it. And so far, so good here with the appetizers. All right, I've just finished up with my entree and my dessert here at the Sci-Fi, so let's chat about it. I decided to stick with the drive-in classic theme. That is what this restaurant does best. That's what it is at its core. So I went with the classic American cheeseburger. I got it without the bacon on it, with fries, and a chocolate milkshake with that. So let's talk about the burger first. At first glance, I was a little bit afraid that the bun might be a little bit tough, but this was actually a really, really soft. I think it was like a brioche style roll. It was really nice and soft, and it paired perfectly with the greasiness and juiciness of the burger, which again, that's what you want here. It was on that typical like iceberg shredded lettuce with a tomato on it. I took the tomato off. The tomato was a little like sandy for me. I'm particular about tomatoes, so that one got a little bit sandy for me. So I took that off, but the cheese and the burger sauce that was on it, the house sauce that they put on the burgers, really classic flavors there. There is a really cute, of course, perfect 1950s style ketchup bottle that is sitting on the table that you can squeeze on to your fries or your burger as well. And these fries are not the classic little skinny Disney fries. These are actually steak fries, and they were done really nicely. When they arrived at the table, they were nice and hot and nice and crispy. Again, not overly salty, just like those nachos. Usually things in restaurants are so salty, but these things were not salty, and I really, really enjoyed them when they were nice and hot and crispy. With the burger, really nice pairing there. Then I got a chocolate milkshake. That came while I was still eating the burger and fries, which was actually perfect timing because I did dip a couple of the fries in the milkshake, right? You gotta do that when you get a milkshake. But this milkshake was hefty, and I'm here with someone else this evening. There's two people in my party, and we decided to share the chocolate milkshake. This thing, I think, is definitely shareable, especially if you're eating a lot of other food or getting other desserts with it, or an entree and an appetizer. It's definitely shareable. There was a lot to this chocolate milkshake, but I actually ended up eating the milkshake with a spoon because of how thick it was, and that is not a complaint. I'm usually not a milkshake person. I usually never get them because oftentimes they're very, very milky because they're a milkshake. This was nice and thick. The consistency was nice and thick. My husband was able to get his up through his straw. I wasn't able to through the paper straw that they gave us, so I ate mine with the metal spoon that it came with. The whipped cream was excellent with it. Maraschino cherries on top. I like that they gave us two since we were sharing it. I thought that was a cute little touch, and I would absolutely recommend getting a milkshake here. They had cookies and cream, chocolate and vanilla on the menu. Absolutely, I would say get it if you get a burger or a Reuben, any of the classic drive-in style food items here. I think this milkshake would pair excellently with, and it also pairs and doubles as a really nice dessert to kind of have at the same time. All right, so final thoughts here at the Sci-Fi. The environment is fantastic. This is a place that's kind of quiet. Not a lot of people are talking because you're here to watch the screen. You're here to soak in the environment that you're here and paying for with the price of the food. And this place gets a bad rep for food often, and a lot of times in past people complained about the food not being fresh, it not being hot when it came to the table. Everything that I had here today, I'm very kind of surprised to report, was hot, was really fresh. The nachos were nice and crispy, the burger was hot, the bun was nice and fresh, the fries were hot, the milkshake was super, super thick. So overall, really enjoyed the food in the awesome atmosphere here tonight at the Sci-Fi. That is going to do it for me here this evening at the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater here in Disney's Hollywood Studios. If you liked this video and want to see more content like this, please consider giving it a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. It really does help us out when you do that. And a reminder that this and all of our videos are brought to you by WDW Magazine. Link is in the video description to subscribe. If you've ever been to the Sci-Fi, if you're planning to go to the Sci-Fi, leave us a comment. I would love to hear about your experience or about the experience that you are perhaps looking forward to on your upcoming vacation. Thank you so much again for watching. My name is Maria, and I will see you in the next magical escape.
Start your WDW Magazine membership and escape to Walt Disney World every single month. This large format, glossy magazine is filled with tips, secrets, history, and so much more. Become a member and don't miss another month of magic.